Ahoy everyone, welcome to another episode of the O Show. I'm O and I'm here for your amusement. Okay you guys, so the time has come. So we finally got the release of Winnie-the-Pooh, Blood and Honey 2. Now, it's only in the theaters for like 3 days, right? So I actually saw it opening day. Don't know when I'm going to release this video, but it's not the same night. But it's only going to be in theaters March 26th, 27th, and 28th. That's a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Don't know what's going to happen after that. I guess it's going to go to streaming or what have you. So if you want to see it, go see it. Hurry up. Okay, so I reviewed the first movie last year. And I actually had to go back because I don't remember what the hell I said because I was drunk as hell in that video. And I gave it 0 shots. Okay, I go with a where's my finger? I go with a 5-shot rating system. Okay, and I gave it no shots, and I stand by that. I'm rewatching that video. So if you haven't seen it, go check it out. But I do have to say, I had a really fun time with Blood and Honey 2. Now, I feel like this is what the first movie should have been, but I get it. It's an independent film. It's working with so much money. I get it. You're working with the budget you have. You do what you do. Again, story-wise, they probably should have stuck with the story, but made it better. Anyway, it is what it is. In the past. It's in the past, okay? We're talking about today. The Blood and Honey 2. And I actually really enjoyed myself. I'm going to be so serious. Look, you guys. I'm a kid who grew up on, full moon pictures, right? Demonic Toys. Puppet Master. Ginger Dead Man. Pinocchio's Revenge. And all that other stupid shit. Jack Frost, the scary Jack Frost, not the one with Michael Keaton. But, it's stupid shit you just can't take serious, and you have a good time. And I found that watching the first movie, I just wasn't having a good time. It's like someone just rushed to just make a Winnie-the-Pooh movie because the public domain was, over of those characters. So, look, I went to the theater. I was like, ugh. I always forget that I got to sit through 20 minutes of credit or 20 minutes of trailers for new movies coming out. And actually, that wasn't the case at all. So, surprisingly, we got a video. It was only maybe if not 10 minutes, of 2 of the producers. And one of the producers is the guy who played Christopher Robin in this movie, right? So they were just kind of welcoming us to the theater. And they shared some interesting information with us, you guys. So, not only are they going to make a Winnie-the-Pooh 3 and possibly a 4th one, there are other characters that they're making movies about that are coming out soon. I'll go over that with you in a few minutes. But ultimately, kind of like the Avengers, they created their own universe called the Pooh-niverse. I'm not making this up. I swear to God. Okay, so look, you guys. So they've already filmed a movie called Bambi the Reckoning. So I guess Bambi's free to do whatever you want. So Bambi the Reckoning has been filmed and is coming out later this year. So that's going to be the next movie. And they showed a clip from it, which, they didn't show much. They just showed this crazy deer flipping over a car. Okay. There's this Peter Pan movie coming out called Peter Pan's Neverland. Wait, what's it called? Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare? I think that's what it is. And they were saying how Peter Pan is going to be luring kids out of their homes at night, promising to take them to Neverland. Maybe it's a pedophile movie. I don't know. Tinkerbell is sniffing heroin thinking it's pixie dust. I don't know. That's what they said. Then there's going to be a Pinocchio movie. That movie is going to be called Pinocchio Unstrung. And they said that filming production is going to start on that later this year, like September or something like that. Pinocchio, they said that he's going to be using his nose as like a killing weapon. And at one point, he's going to skin someone and wear their skin to feel like a real boy. I feel like that's too much information. Y'all should have kept that part a secret. But, yes, child. So, at the end of the day, all of these movies next year, they're already talking about like next year. I swear they said 2025. That's all going to come together in a movie called The Pooh-diverse. Where Pooh and Bambi and Pinocchio, they said like Sleeping Beauty's going to be part of it. The Mad Hatter. And then I said there's going to be like a Winnie-the-Pooh 3. I guess Roo and Rabbit are now going to be available for them to use, which is why Rabbit still hasn't really been used. But Rue's going to be in it. They mentioned a 4, but y'all need to slow your roll. Like, let's just get past 2 right now. And go ahead with 3 if you're going to introduce more characters. But let's slow your roll on 4, okay? Alright, you guys, let's get into Winnie-the-Pooh Blood and Honey 2. I need a drink. Okay, so look. In this movie, and they were kind of clever, because in the first movie I mentioned that they killed Piglet, but Piglet is in this movie. So I was like, what the hell? So, this movie is a sequel, but it's not a sequel. Okay, so look it. So everything that happened in the first crappy movie is a movie. So now in this movie, Christopher Robin came out and told people, well, there was a massacre, okay? There was a massacre, shit took place, and Christopher Robin came out and was like, oh my god, you guys, like, it was the animal creatures, it was the beasts, it was the monsters, whatever, right? And so people were like, ha, you're a fucking asshole, you're stupid, and you're probably like suspect number 1. Like, why do you know all this shit took place? All these people died, and you're gonna blame it on these, like, animal creatures. So, they, the people, made a movie about everything Christopher Robin was telling them, and that is the movie that was the first one, which is now explaining why, like, their costumes were fucking masks. Okay, it's like a stupid costume that they try to trick us with. Okay, we're just scrolling. It's kind of like, you ever see Scream. Later on, the second or the third movie, I forgot what sequel it was, but they made this movie Stab, and Stab was a movie based on like the killings of like what happened in the first movie, but you're still in the Scream universe. That's what they're doing right here. Okay, so we got that out the way, right? So it's like, okay, I'm just gonna forget everything that happened in that movie. So here, Christopher Robin is trying to live his life. Okay, he's trying to like be a doctor and shit, and he's working at a hospital, but with all the people like, oh my god, like Christopher Robin, he ends up losing his job because the hospital's like, well, we can't be having people not come to our hospital because, you know, your ass is working here. And so, but before that, like, he becomes like really like depressed and whatever, and he's pretty much feeling the same way that Pooh feels, like just abandoned and shut out from the world. So, he's in therapy. He's going to therapy, which seems like every single day, to remember this tragic event that happened in his childhood. So, which I'm pretty sure this is not like lore, but Christopher Robin now has a brother and a younger sister. I don't know if that brother was older or younger. Were they twins? I don't remember. But he now has he has a mom and a dad, but now he has a brother and a sister. And a long time ago, at a birthday party, his brother got kidnapped. And they never found the kid. They never found his body. The case went cold. And yeah, now we're here today. I feel like it had the Black Phone vibes because the guy playing Christopher Robin at the beginning of the movie, when he was doing his little intro before the movie started, he even said he was influenced by movies like The Black Phone, which is crap. Talk about that movie one day. So that is a storyline, right? And so since Christopher Robin was like, hey, you guys, fuck you, I'm not crazy. They're in the 100-acre wood. So people start going into the 100-acre wood looking for Pooh and them. And they're burning places. And I guess their hiding spots are getting, scarce, right? So they're pissed off that Christopher Robin told these people where they are because they're constantly being hunted by people with guns wanting to flush them out. That they now decide to go on a killing spree. Damn you, Christopher Robin. So that's pretty much what the movie is about, right? So that's their reason for killing. In the first movie, they were just killing because some girls were in a cabin. So, can't have a slasher movie without the killer killing a whole bunch of women. So here, we get a lot more kills. I do have to say, I was enjoying the kills, right? They were some crazy-ass kills, I do have to say. However, the one problem I had just with the kills is that, after an hour or something into the movie, this movie's like an hour 40 minutes. I swear, they decapitated 5 or 6 people. And I'm kind of thinking there in the theater, let me guess, she's going to get decapitated. Oh, yep, there goes her head. So, there's a lot of decapitation happening. I don't understand. 2 is fine, okay? But after 2, y'all need to find a different way to kill somebody because there were too many heads. I'm sorry. Alright, so let's talk about the characters. I'm all over the place with this review, by the way. Alright, so you got Christopher Robin, and he has a friend. Her name is Lexi. And there's this other dude that, I don't think he needed to be in the movie. Because I was like, wait, who is he again? He's just a guy, friend, or something? Don't get invested in that guy. I don't remember his name. At one point, he's taking a shower with, some Apple iPods in his ears, listening to music, which is dumb. That shit's expensive. Is it waterproof? I don't have Apple products, so maybe I just don't know. Maybe you can listen to that shit in the shower, but that just seemed stupid to me. But then, he dies, so who cares? But anyway, look at. You have Winnie-the-Pooh, okay? You have Piglet. R.I.P. Piglet, because Piglet dies in the first movie, and then when you see him actually trying to do something in this movie, they kill him. So he's dead, early on. What did Piglet do to you guys? Why does everyone keep killing him? Anyway, so, you have Owl. Now, Owl seems to be, the leader. Pooh doesn't really talk. Everyone talks in this movie. Unlike the first movie where they took a vow not to speak anymore. No. Owl is just blah, 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 right? Now, the thing about Owl is that was really distracting me. Every time I don't like his design. Just his head. I don't like his head. They needed more feathers, or maybe a spike of feathers going down his head, or something. You know what he looked like to me? And I kept saying, every time they showed his face, what does he look like? He reminded me of that movie, The Witches, the one with Angelica Houston. So he has this creepy head, right? And he has this nose, and he just looks like one of the witches from that movie. And on top of that, mix that with, and I couldn't think of the second thing he kept reminding me of until after the movie was over. But do you remember that movie Power Rangers, the movie with Ivan Ooze? There were these bird people in it, And I swear, like every time I saw him flying, I'm like, oh God, I've seen this movie before. He does have one of those things from the Power Ranger movie. So I like a cross between those two. That's Owl. Owl's design just bothered me. Like, why couldn't you just look like, I don't know, like Talkative from like Zoobly Zoo or something? Just, you know, making a dude. But like, she looked more bird than he did. Like, and then you got my man Tigger, y'all. Like, I love me some Tigger. Tigger was my favorite. It was always a toss up between Tigger and Eeyore. But Tigger was like my number one. Tigger is in the movie. However, there's no bouncing going on. Like, there's a line in the movie that someone says, like, let's bounce. And he goes, that's my line. And I was like, oh, okay. He's not just bouncing off the wall, like, bouncing from the Raptors. Like, it was really weird. And then he has, like, I know there was a lot more money spent on this movie than the first movie. So there's some CGI. But that tail, y'all, like, Tigger's tail, it's obviously nothing there when they filmed this movie. And like in post-production, they were like, oh yeah, that's right, we gotta add a tail. And it's so obvious that they just added a tail. Like, it's not coming out of his pants. It's just there. There's this one shot where they show the back of him, and it's just literally like an ass shot. And you just see butt, and then you just see a tail. It's not poking out from the pants. Like, it's just there. Now, they obviously made Tigger like the comic relief out of the four villains in the movie. But then I feel like they were leaning so much more towards like later Freddy Krueger, you know, because when Freddy came out, he was scary, and then as the sequels came out, he became more funny than scary. So you see Tigger and he's killing. Okay, fine, okay, whatever. But then at one point, I swear he was like, "You're gonna die, bitch." I lost count. It had to be like 3 or 4 times. Because after like the second time, I'm like, okay, you got one more bitch before I'm just kind of done with this, like, the writing of this character. And then he said it again. So I don't understand why Tigger knows the word bitch. You live in the forest. You live in the 100-acre wood. The only person you were really communicating with, I guess, was Christopher Robin. Where are you learning this word from? All right, and then you have Winnie-the-Pooh. And I do have to say, there's like a flashback scene where Christopher Robin is, I guess, when he was first introduced to Winnie. There's like a younger version of him in the movie, which you do see a clip of in the trailer. But there's this other scene where he's in a garden and he turns around and Pooh's like sitting on a bench or something, and I swear that was the creepiest shot I've ever seen. Now, we just had a little more of that, this movie probably would have been like perfect. But that young Pooh was bad. And they keep putting Pooh in these like flannels. I'm waiting for him to be just in a red dirty t-shirt. Like, you know, Pooh just wore a t-shirt. Now he has a flannel and overalls on as a old man. Okay, fine, whatever. We can't just have his junk out all over the place. But like at one point, I was waiting for like a young Pooh to just kind of be sitting around, you know, wiggling his feet, dangling his feet, I guess, rather, and just wearing like a red t-shirt. But that never happened. And speaking of young Pooh, so the whole story about Christopher Robin's brother getting kidnapped is his daily therapy sessions. His therapist is trying to get him to remember stuff from like that day in his childhood. Which, I'm kind of confused with the time frame on this, because how old is Christopher Robin? How long have these therapy sessions been going on? And he's just at the point where he's just remembering things from his childhood. I feel like that should have been taking place when his brother was kidnapped. But he's starting to remember, like, the van that took him, and there was a dude in the passenger or the driver's seat. And then he realizes that the guy who stole his brother is this janitor that works at the hospital that he works at. So then he follows this fool home and comes into the house, creeps upstairs, and just confronts this man. Like, I know who you are. I know what you did. And this old man just spills the tea, right? Just tells everything from like back in the day. Like, yeah, you know what? I stole your brother. There was this mad scientist man. He wanted these kids. He was doing experiments with them. And then we kind of get into the backstory of how Winnie-the-Pooh and the others came to be, which I really, really did appreciate that story. It kind of made sense, you know, because the first movie, I'm like, where'd they come from? He just found these animal children. And, okay, this one, we do get a backstory. It makes sense. Like, I can get with that story, okay? My thing is, it was so much audio of it that I feel like there should have been more scenes. Like I said, like, I was creeped out when they first showed Pooh sitting in the garden as like a young, I guess he was like a teenage age. He's kind of tall for a little boy. But that creeped me the fuck out. So if you just did more of that and showed me what these kids looked like and did back in the Disney, I would have been all about this movie. So, damn it, man. Alright, so now just a couple of things I do want to appreciate about this movie. And I hope the makers of this movie is watching this review. Hey, y'all. Hey. So, look. There's a scene where Owl kills a father. There's a father and a son out in the woods bird watching. And the kid sees Owl up in a tree. It's like the middle of the day, too. So, as the kid runs away to hide, Owl swoops down and, like, kidnaps the father, right? So then later on, we see that the father's now dead because one of his arms and one of his legs falls into this river. Now, I was a really, really, really big Winnie-the-Pooh fan as a kid growing up. I used to watch the New Adventures of Winnie-the-Pooh every Saturday morning. Pooh Bear, Winnie-the-Pooh Bear. Y'all remember that cartoon? And then I remember, like, the Disney movies that came out with Winnie-the-Pooh. Okay, so look. There's this one scene in one, I don't remember if it was a movie or the show, but Pooh creates a game where they drop, like, 2 sticks in the river, and they watch the sticks kind of go down the river, and then they all will cross to the other side of the bridge to see whose stick comes out first, right? Does anyone remember this? So I was just minding my own business in the theater. And they do that with this guy's arm and leg. So I don't know if anyone else caught this, if you're a really big Winnie-the-Pooh fan. But they drop his arm and leg into the river. And then the camera kind of pans up and you see Pooh and Owl. I don't remember if anyone else was on the bridge. But I was too excited to see what was fucking happening. But they kind of look to the other side of the bridge, and then they're watching to see, like, what comes out, the arm or the leg. And I was like, oh shit, that's from the cartoon. So I appreciate whoever wrote that and put that in the movie. Like, I see what you did there. Like, I could totally get with it. But now I have to go into the negative part of this movie. Like, it's all damn dark. There's a part where Christopher Robin's mom is in her kitchen washing dishes in the dark. There's no lights on. I don't know if they just they're trying to just set the mood or something, but like, what the fuck is washing dishes in the dark? I know they're like in, like, what is it? They're Britain somewhere. I don't even know what country they're in, but are they saving power? Because it just seems like everyone is always walking around their house in the dark. Like, I guess it's a horror movie. And then you got this, like, scene where these 3 people are going out hunting Pooh, and that's when you see Piglet and all this other stuff. And they get attacked, and one guy survives, and I don't know how he made it out, but he does. But anyway, these fools are walking around in the forest in the dark. No one has a flashlight. No one has, like, a headlight. No one has, like, nothing. They're just walking around with guns going, oh my god, did you hear that? Oh my god, what's that? And I hate movies that they, like, I guess they just see from the light of the moon, right? That shit don't work. I got family in Mississippi. We've been in the woods at night. You need a flashlight. You can't see shit. Oh my god! So that just kind of drove me nuts. Other than that, like I said, like this one was so much of a good time than the first, but we can now again just kind of push the first. You don't even need to see the first one. You see clips from it in the new movie, but I had a lot more fun with this one. Now, I spoil. I can't do a review and not spoil a movie. So there is an end credit scene because Christopher Robin does kill Pooh, but I hate the way he did it because Pooh is. There's an audio mention from the doctor that created them saying how they got like super strong and they can rejuvenate themselves. Is rejuvenate the word? Anyway, they can like they won't die. So I guess they're immortal in a way. Oh wait, I just thought of something that. Okay, hold on. Okay, wait, hold on. I'm parking lot. One more thing I want to say, but Piglet dies. I don't know what happened to Tigger. Tigger got shot, which didn't seem to affect him, but then he just kind of disappeared. I don't know where the hell he went. This is at the rave. Owl's like, go on, Pooh and Tigger, like, go have fun. I like how Owl like sends them in, but just doesn't do anything. But anyway, Christopher Robin at the end, at the final showdown, has an axe, and I guess he swings and hits Pooh in the head. But now Pooh, instead of the axe just like hitting him in the head, his head is like split open like a pumpkin. It's not like he went whack, whack, whack. There was one whack, and his head is just split open, is empty, and whatever, right? So Owl gathers him and Piglet and brings them back to their lair. And I thought he was going to pour like some honey on Pooh. And I was like, oh my god, if you pour that ball of honey on Pooh, I'm going to be so mad. But he doesn't. But he's all like, ooh, we're going to get Christopher Robin and get revenge. But I'm going to make sure you guys come back, whatever. But then you see like Piglet's head is kind of blown off, I think from a shotgun. And then his there's like something pulsating in his neck. So you're like, oh, his head's about to get rejuvenated. I guess they're coming back, which is why there's going to be another movie because Pooh and Piglet die, but Owl is bringing them back. And I was like, really? This is how we're ending the movie? So that was the post-credit scene. But no, the one other thing I want to say, like, Owl is, I think it was the guy who I mentioned had the apple pods in his ear, and Owl kills him, but Owl kills him by like spitting up acid from his mouth. Where did the acid come from? What in the Mortal Kombat fatality is this? And then of course, you know, his mouth is all turned and you can see the liquid going. It's one of those. It was weird. I mean, you're already like killing people in other ways. Like, did we need like an acid spit? We reptile now? Alright. Here's my favorite part. So, let's rate Winnie-the-Pooh. Blood and Honey 2. Now, like I said, the first movie, it got none of my shots. Okay, fuck you, movie. But I was leaning on like 2 or 3. But I'm going to give this movie 3 shots. Really, I'm going to give it 2. Because you did step your game up. You did. It was better. It was better. But I feel like there still should have been like better options made. Some better choices we needed. I'm going to give it 3 because of the fact that y'all did that thing with the river. Like, it was a little like nod to the back in the day stuff from the actual cartoon. I did like that. It was really cute. I kind of wish there was someone around me so I could be like, oh my god, you know what this is? Oh my god. But There was only like 11 people in the theater. I went like a 7 o'clock showing. it was literally only like 11 people in this theater. Okay, so I'm gonna give Winnie the Pooh. I'm gonna give it 3. Really, in my heart, I'm giving it 2. But you're gonna get that extra nod because that was super cute. All right. So, cheers. Ugh. Whew. Hey, Phoebe, what are you doing? Huh? You see that movie? No, you're too young. Don't see that movie. See, this is what I need some sponsors because do I just spend my own money on this shit? I should probably look into like a Patreon. Is that what it is? That sounds like a lot of work though. Alright, anyway, you guys. Have you seen Winnie the Pooh? Are you going to see it? I don't know again what's happening after it leaves theaters. It's probably going to go to on-demand, digital purchase option, whatever. Oh, but they did say the DVD, they had to actually cut like 5, 6, or 7 death scenes. So I guess this movie could have been like 2 hours. But they said they cut some death scenes. So I'm actually kind of interested to see like what did they cut? And it said it's going to be on the DVD. So maybe that's it. Maybe the next thing will be the DVD for people to buy. Yeah, but anyway, let me know your thoughts, comments below. I think I said everything. But anyway, I will see y'all in the next episode, okay? This was too much. Alright, so until then, TTFN.